Have you ever wondered about the true meaning of family? Is it about blood, or is it about love? Today, I want to share a story with you that will touch your heart and redefine what you think is possible. It's a story about an ordinary man who did something truly extraordinary. It all starts on a dusty roadside, with a discovery that would change everything. Imagine this. It's a quiet day, and 60-year-old Mr. Yuan is walking along a desolate road. Suddenly, he hears a faint cry. He follows the sound and finds a tiny, abandoned newborn, wrapped in a thin blanket, left to an uncertain fate. As he leans closer, he sees the baby has a severe cleft lip. In that moment, most people might have walked away, feeling helpless. But Mr. Yuan wasn't most people. He saw not a burden, but a life worth saving. He scooped up the fragile infant and made a decision that would alter the course of his own life forever. He brought the baby girl home, and you can probably guess the reaction. His family was already struggling. They were poor, barely making ends meet through farming. Taking on another mouth to feed, especially one with medical needs, seemed impossible. His relatives were strongly against it. "We can't afford this," they pleaded. "How will we even survive?" The pressure was immense. It was a logical argument, one born out of fear and practicality. But Mr. Yuan's heart had already made its choice. He looked at his wife, and in her eyes, he saw the same compassion that filled his own soul. Together, they decided to defy the odds. They named the baby Lulu. From that day on, life became an even greater struggle. Their small farm wasn't enough to provide for the new addition to their family. So, Mr. Yuan did something many would find humbling. He started begging. He and his wife would take turns. One work in the fields while the other went to the nearby town, holding out a hand, not for themselves, but for Lulu. Every coin, every scrap of food they received, went to her. They endured the stares, the judgment, and the hardship, all fueled by a simple, powerful love for the daughter they had chosen. Their own clothes became more tattered, their meals smaller, but Lulu was always fed, always warm. They were her protectors, her providers, her world. Years passed like this, 12 long years of struggle, sacrifice, and unwavering love. Lulu grew into a bright, sweet-tempered girl, but her cleft lip remained a constant challenge. It made eating and speaking difficult, and it set her apart from other children. Mr. Yuan's heart ached for her. He knew she deserved a life without this barrier, but the cost of surgery was an astronomical sum they could never hope to afford. He felt a constant weight of helplessness, a dream for his daughter that seemed forever out of reach. He prayed for a miracle, for a sign, for any glimmer of hope. And then, one day, that glimmer appeared. While in town, Mr. Yuan was looking through an old newspaper someone had discarded. His eyes scanned the pages, and then they stopped. He read an article about a medical mission, a group of doctors offering free surgeries for children with conditions just like Lulu's. His heart started pounding in his chest. Could this be it? The chance he had been praying for all these years? There was just one problem. The medical mission was in a big city, a long, expensive bus ride away. Mr. Yuan rushed home, his mind racing. He and his wife gathered every single coin they had saved. They emptied their pockets, overturned jars, and collected the small amount of money they had hidden away for emergencies. It was their entire life's savings. It wasn't much, but when they counted it, it was just enough for a one-way bus ticket to the city. There was no money for a return trip, no money for food or a place to stay. It was an enormous gamble. What if they were too late? What if Lulu wasn't eligible? The risks were huge, but the possibility, the chance to change Lulu's life, was all that mattered. With their savings in hand and their hearts full of a fragile, desperate hope, Mr. Yuan took Lulu on the long journey to the city. For a young girl who had never left her small village, the city was a dizzying, overwhelming place. But she held tightly to her father's hand, trusting him completely. They found the hospital and joined a long line of other hopeful families. The hours ticked by, each one filled with anxiety. Mr. Yuan watched the doctors, his hope wrestling with his fear. Was this journey all for nothing? Finally, their turn came. A kind doctor examined Lulu, listened to Mr. Yuan's story, and saw the deep, unconditional love in the old man's eyes. And then, he delivered the news. They had spent 12 years dreaming of Lulu was a perfect candidate for the surgery. The relief was so overwhelming, Mr. Yuan could barely stand. Tears streamed down his face as he held his daughter close. The doctors and nurses were so moved by their story that they all chipped in, ensuring Mr. Yuan and Lulu had a place to stay and food to eat during her recovery. The day of the surgery arrived. Mr. Yuan paced the hospital hallway, his hands clasped in prayer. It was the longest wait of his life. And then, a doctor emerged, smiling. The surgery was a success. When Mr. Yuan finally saw Lulu, he couldn't believe his eyes. The physical mark that had defined so much of her young life was gone. But more than that, he saw a new light in her eyes, a future filled with confidence and endless possibilities. That single bus ride, funded by years of begging and sacrifice, had led to a miracle. When they returned to their village, the change was incredible. Lulu could now speak clearly, her laughter ringing out without hindrance. She could smile without shame. The community that once questioned Mr. Yuan's decision now looked at him with awe and respect. He was no longer just a poor farmer. He was a hero who had shown them the boundless power of a father's love. He hadn't just saved a life 12 years ago on that roadside. He had nurtured it, fought for it, and ultimately transformed it. This story isn't just about a surgery. It's a testament to the fact that love knows no bounds. It's about persistence in the face of impossible odds. Mr. Yuan had no wealth, no status, but he had a wealth of love that was more valuable than any currency. He reminds us that sometimes the greatest acts of heroism don't happen on a battlefield, but in the quiet, daily sacrifices we make for the ones we love. Lulu's new smile is a symbol of her father's unwavering dedication. It's a reminder that with enough love and determination, miracles can and do happen. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this incredible journey with me. If this story touched your heart, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel for more inspiring content just like this. And don't forget to share this video with someone who might need a reminder of the good in the world. Until next time, take care.